Hello, we are once again at the end of another month. Actually, we're in the beginning of May. I'm a little late in doing this video, but that means our March stats are available. This is for the city of Winter Haven, Florida. Winter Haven saw 97 closed sales in March 2026 compared to 84 a year ago. That's an increase of 15.5%. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, Winter Haven saw 23.7% cash sales compared to 21.4% a year ago. That's an increase of 10.7%. The median sales price in Winter Haven, $282,000 compared to $293,995. That's a decrease of 4.1%. The average sales price, $288,509 compared to $290,234, a decrease of 0.6%. Median percent of original list price, sellers received 93.2% of original list price. That's compared to 95.6% a year ago, a decrease of 2.5%. The median time to contract, it takes 89 days for a home to go under contract in Winter Haven. That's compared to 65 days a year ago. That is an increase of 36.9%, so taking significantly longer to go under contract in Winter Haven. And the median time to sale or closing, 120 days compared to 111 days a year ago, an increase of 8.1%. New pending sales, 104 compared to 105 a year ago, a decrease of 1%. New listings, 119 new listings compared to 148 a year ago, a decrease of 19.6%. Pending inventory, 137 compared to 121 a year ago, an increase of 13.2%. Active inventory, 374 homes are active compared to 460 a year ago, a decrease of 18.7%. And then our month supply of inventory is at 4.7 months supply of inventory compared to 5.4 months supply of inventory a year ago, a decrease of 13%. Tune in as we talk a little bit about what this all means for you moving forward. So the real estate market has been pretty interesting here over the last month. It's been largely impacted by what's happening in the economy, and what's happening in the economy has been largely impacted by the war in Iran. The biggest impact right now is really fuel prices. Fuel prices has skyrocketed, which makes everything else more expensive. Cars, food, clothing, pretty much everything. At the same time, interest rates, well, the Fed did not lower rates as expected, and mortgage rates, while they've come down a little bit from the high, are still about in the mid-sixes. I think the magic number for a lot of buyers is dropping below 6, and we're still quite a ways away from there. And with no end in sight in the gas prices, I'm not sure we're going to see that big dip in mortgage rates that we're all hoping for to really spur the real estate market on. That being said, what am I seeing out there? I am seeing that inventory is actually decreasing a bit. And what that means is that prices might actually start to level off or actually start to go up. They've not dropped a lot. There's been no crash. I mean, a 1% drop year over year or even a 2% drop year over year is not a crash by any means. But prices are stabilizing since the pandemic. We're not seeing that 10-20% year over year price increase. There's not a ton of bidding wars, although homes that are priced well and are in great condition will see a lot of activity. I had a listing that was listed for $230,000 here in Winter Haven. The seller had done the right updates. All the big systems were updated, windows were updated. So it's an older home, but it didn't feel like an older home. And that home was on the contract a little over maybe 2 weeks, and it's already under contract at asking price minus some seller concessions. So the homes priced well will still move quickly in this market. Homes that are priced just like anything else, average or maybe on the high side, are going to sit, and they're going to sit, and they're going to sit, and eventually you're going to sit so long that people think there's something wrong with it, and that's going to make them sit even longer. So pricing, if you're a seller, is more important than ever. You've got to price it right. You can't say, well, I know it's only worth $325, but let's try to get $340 out of it. We'll always negotiate down because people aren't going to look at your house. They might look at it online, but they're not going to come and physically see it. And we need to get butts in the house in order to really sell it, honestly, in this market. So if you're a seller, pricing, listen to your realtor, price it where your realtor suggests, and don't try to go higher. If anything, you're better off going a little bit lower. You might create a bidding war, and that might actually bid the price up. If you're a buyer, it is a good time to look to buy right now. There's lots of options. Sellers are willing to negotiate. They're willing to make repairs. They're willing to offer some seller concessions. A great place to look is new construction. They're dropping the prices on some of those homes, plus they're paying all your closing costs, plus they're buying down your interest rate. You really can't get a better deal. I took a couple out this weekend to look at a mobile home on a nice piece of land. The mobile home was a disaster. It was a mess. The tenant in it's not keeping it up well. It wasn't really showing ready. We could see there had been a roof leak as soon as we walked in the door. And the clients had also looked at new construction the day before. And that new construction, a 2-story new construction, I think it's 4 bedrooms, was only $25,000 more than this mobile home. And honestly, this mobile home needed way more than $25,000 worth of work to make it really good, habitable. So there's a real option out there if you're willing to look at new construction. You know, I think a lot of what's going to happen with the real estate market is going to depend on the war in Iran and when we can end that and get gas prices down. That is really driving everything right now. And what it's doing more than anything is it's keeping buyers on the sidelines. They're afraid to make a major purchase, not knowing if they have job security, not knowing if prices for food and everything is going to go up even more. And so a lot of people are being conservative and they're holding off on major purchases like a home or a car. So that's kind of what's happening with the real estate market right now. I think, again, though not everybody has a choice, right? Sometimes a job relocation happens, death, divorce, birth, all those things happen that make it necessary to buy or sell. And so if you find yourself in that situation, you just need to talk through your situation. Remember, I really try to consult with you and offer you my best advice based on your unique situation. Please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. Remember, you can't miss with Chris. Have a great day, everybody.